Buena Karahuwa. Gwizidi and the wind of change. Maybe we are going through a portal. Nonetheless, United States for America, Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Societas Republica Americanos, Moorish Divine and National Movement of the Earth, Northwest Mexico, Northwest Africa, North America, the North Gate, all adjoining islands, Temple of the Moon and Sun, the true and de jure natural peoples, heir of the land, Islam, Universal Sovereign Original Indigenous Moorish American Affidavit for the Sovereign Justice, Lawyer, Consul, Esquire, and King, Victor Kīronji Wagakuga na gīkurū. In capitas diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. American Bar Association, numbers 605 plus 21 plus 1916. Moorish American Consulate number MACW 000000001. Bar none, an Article 3 law court, a bank at earth who has the authority to bind and loose, to enclose, to affirm or deny, to grant or refuse, to accept or reject, to debt or make alive at law. All rise and stand and remain standing into perpetuity. This is a sovereign living ancient Article 3 Moorish American Moroccan court action. I am sovereign living justice, Victor Kīronji gīkurū, wa barea waigi, in capitas diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. My free chosen national appellation is Vareni de Joke Dorioke, in capitas diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredes. I and all Moors are the original indigenous sovereign, ancient Moroccan Moorish American ascendants of the great pharaohs of Kemet and of the ancient Moabites and Canaanites. Our full faith and trust, our allegiance, our credit, and our energy are hereby vested in ourselves, for we are the people who are the original indigenous natural divine ancient empire state of Morocco and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government. We are one God. We hereby exercise all sovereign rights at this time and at all points in time. Nak Protank. On this chapter, on this Circle 7, Quran, magistrate and subject. O thou, the favorite of heaven, whom the Son of Man, thy equals, have agreed to raise to sovereign power, and set as a ruler of themselves, consider the ends and importance of their trust for more than the dignity and height of thy station. Thou art clothed in purple, and seated on a throne, the crown of majesty investeth thy temples. The script of power is placed in the hand, but not for thyself, where thee in signs given not meant for thine own, but thee by the good of thy kingdom. The glory of our King is the welfare of his people. His power and dominion rest on the hearts of his subjects. The mind of a great prince is exalted with the grandeur of his station. He evolveth high things and sacred for business worthy of his power. He calleth together the wise men of his kingdom. He consoleth amongst them with freedom, and heareth the opinions of them all. That's interesting. He looketh amongst his people with the discernments. He discovereth the abilities of man and employeth them according to their merits. His magistrates are just, his ministers are wise, and the favorite of his bosom deceiveth him not. He smelleth on the arts and thy foolish. The sands improveth beneath the culture of his land. With the learned and indigenous he delighted himself. He kindleth in thy breast emulation, and the glory of his kingdom is exalted by their labors. The spirit of the merchant who exceeded his commerce, the skill of the farmer who enriched his hands, the ingenuity of the artist, the improvements of the scholar, of these he honoreth with his favor, or rewardeth with his bounty. He planteth new colonies, he buildeth strong ships, he openeth rivers for convenience, he formeth harbors for safety. His peoples abound in riches, and the strength of his kingdom increaseth. He frameth his statutes with equity and wisdom. His subjects enjoy the fruits of their labors in security, and their happiness consists of the observance of the law. He founded his judgment on the principles of mercy, but in the punishments of the offenders he is strict and impartial. Gotta be strict and impartial. His ears are open to the complaints of his subjects. He restrained the hands of their oppressors, and he delivered them from their tyranny. His people therefore look up to him as a father with reverence and love. They consider him as the guidance of all they enjoy. Their affection unto him begged in his breast a love of the public. The security of their happiness is the object of his care. No mores against him arise in their hearts. Their machinations of his enemies endanger not the state. His subjects are faithful and firm in his cause. They stand in his defense as a wall of brass. The army of a tyrant fleeth before them as chaff before the wind. Security and peace bless the dwelling of his people, and glory and strength enriches his throne forever. Isaiah 3:3, 22. For the Lord gods are our judge, the Lord gods are our lawgiver, the Lord gods are our king. It is they who will save us. Judge, judicial, lawgiver, legislative, king, executive. Article 3. The Constitution for the United States 1789 and 1791, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. Section 2. The judicial powers shall extend to all cases in law and equity arising under this Constitution, the laws of this United States and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, to all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and a citizen, or another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state. Claiming lands under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof, and foreign states' citizens or subjects, in all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, and those in which a state shall be party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all the other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction, both as to law and fact, with such exceptions and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachments, shall be by jury, and such trials shall be held in the state where the said crimes shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial shall be a such place or places as the Congress may be law have directed. Section 3. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act, or on a confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture, except during the life of the person attainted. I and all sovereign, original, indigenous, natural, divine, Moorish Americans who are these sovereign, universal, original, indigenous nations and governments are the highest authority and are the sovereign executors. ministers, trustees, claimants, and beneficiaries for our own vast estate. All law is established and executed in gold-backed Moorish sovereign delorium. All law is established and executed in gold-backed Moorish sovereign delorium. All land, all natural resources, and all commerce, whereas we are the sovereign, peaceful, highest jurisdiction for all matters, for all space and at all points in time. The universal sovereign, original, indigenous, Moorish, American consular courts are the proper jurisdiction for the land, air, water, and universal. Gotta read that again. Whereas we are the sovereign, peaceful, highest jurisdiction for all matters, for all space, and at all points in time. The universal sovereign, original, indigenous, Moorish, American consular courts are the proper jurisdiction for the land, air, water, and universe. All systems at our ancient dominions are subject to the living sovereign ancient de jure Moorish National Republic federal government, to include all banking and funds conveyances systems, stock exchange market, commodities markets, all industrial systems, and blockchain system, all of which are part and parcel of our ancient gold-backed universal postal union system. Whereas the sovereign land gauge for our land is ancient English, whereas the sovereign language for our land is ancient English, ancient Phoenician, and Moorish Latin. Whereas the sovereign language for our land is ancient English, ancient Phoenician, and Moorish Latin. All sovereign nations and governments' chosen languages shall be honored. The sovereign living ancient zodiac Moorish American Constitution is in force. The living sovereign American Constitution for the United States 1789 and 1791 is also in force. The Moorish American Universal Commerce portals are hereby open for gold-backed exchange, trade, and commerce. The American Provost Marshal has been notified. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Knock pro tunc. All sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient, divine, Moorish, American autographs affirming this, and all sovereign, original, indigenous, ancient Empire State of Morocco and the de jure Moorish National Republic federal government documents are on the public record at America, ancient Morocco, Northwest Mexam, Northwest Africa, the North Gate, Turtle Island, Gaia, Midgard, Adi, Chronos time immemorial into perpetuity, ego sum, Justice Vizier Minister, in capitis diminutio nolo, in red ink, in proprio persona sui jurors, in proprio solo, in proprio heredes. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Empire State of Morocco, Moorish National Republic Federal Government, Moorish American Consulate, care of 911 Southwest 3114th Place, Federal Way, Washington Reservation, Washington District for Columbia, Zion, New Jerusalem, Universal Natural Area Code 4S3WV QVKZ5, latitude longitude 47.31981, comma, plus 122.34762. Ego sum. Islam, asanteni. Shukran zaidi. Murathimo muno muno. Tuikare tugithuthuragia maundu maya. Manamo maundu maria turatongoria namo kuma umuthi.